Have you ever gone to the gym and then afterwards been like, holy fuck, I'm sore? If the answer is no, then you probably don't lift hard enough and you need to go to the gym and stop being a pussy. Or in the words of Greg Doucette, go harder than last time. I also bet you've heard the buzz going around in the past couple of years with ice baths. People like Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, whatnot, all going on about the positive dopamine releasing effects of ice baths. And they've become sort of a hot topic for these new age fitness gurus, if you will, looking to optimize and recover and fully align their chakras. However, I'm here today to dive into these ice baths, no pun intended, and answer the question on why ice baths, do they work, and actually look into the science rather than just being like, oh man, they make me feel good. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. First off, to understand how and if ice baths are really effective, we need to know how our bodies recover after a workout. Muscles get sore due to the muscle and connective tissue you're targeting getting damaged during a workout. This damage occurs due to the intense tearing and tension on the muscle fibers that's needed to overcome the load they are contracting against. As a result, this damage, tears the muscle fibers, which I'm sure you've heard of. Post-workout, your body has all these microscopic tears in your muscles, and it needs to repair itself, so it initiates an inflammatory response to do so. But you've heard of inflammation, and typically there's a sort of negative connotation on it. However, when it comes to recovery, inflammation is what allows your body to fully recover and adapt to this muscular stress. The inflammatory response comes with a dilation of the blood vessels, which allows for better oxygen flow and as well as better nutrient flow to the muscles, which are trying to recover and need that oxygen and nutrients. This inflammatory response also allows the release of various immune cells as well as the removal of debris and damaged cells from the area in order to initiate a better repair process. The way that the muscle fibers actually grow and get stronger is through the release of satellite cells, which become activated and proliferate after exercise. These satellite cells are stem cells located in the plasma membrane of muscle fibers, and they kind of increase the nuclei of muscle cells. And when there's more nuclei in the muscle cells, there's a greater muscle protein synthesis, and when there's greater muscle protein synthesis, you get greater muscle hypertrophy. This ultimately leads to muscle hypertrophy and the feeling of soreness known as delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. This typically felt 24 to 48 hours post-workout. So, after you go to town on your anime waifu body pillow on Sunday, that's why you're starting to feel a bit sore on Tuesday. We got the soreness down, but this is where ice baths start to come into play, with people utilizing them as a method for faster recovery post-workout. While ice baths do lead to faster recovery times by reducing inflammation, they don't allow your body to adapt to these stressors by inhibiting satellite cell numbers, as well as inhibiting inflammation, which we've already talked about, reduces oxygen flow and reduces nutrient supply. Cold water immersion has been shown to block or delay the normal increase in satellite cell number that occurs after acute strength exercise. One study found that the satellite cells increased only after exercise in an active recovery trial, whereas in a cold water immersion trial, the cells increased only 48 hours after exercise and in a lesser amount than the active recovery group. This decrease in satellite cells inhibits the formation of new myonuclei in the muscle fibers, thereby inhibiting muscle hypertrophy, aka you can't get bigger, which is just so sad. Another study done on ice baths post-workout found that long-term strength training adaptations in trained subjects can be negatively affected by cold water immersion. So this one I think was comparing distance runners and found that these runners or track people, I think it might have been, weren't able to perform as effectively when they had cold water immersion immediately post-exercise. So not only do these ice baths post-workout inhibit muscle gain, they also inhibit muscle strength, which is also just so sad. So while ice baths may offer temporary relief from muscle soreness, they could potentially hinder long-term muscle growth and adaptation to stressors by inhibiting satellite cell activity as well as inflammation, which are both key to your body's stress adaptation response. And, while ice baths are praised for their ability to reduce inflammation, which helps recovery, another negative to ice baths is the inhibition of the production of anabolic hormones like testosterone. A study found that cold water immersion blunted the testosterone response after resistance exercise, and this decrease in testosterone not only lowers the anabolic response to working out, but also contributes to the decreased hypertrophic response observed post-workout. So while ice baths may provide temporary relief from inflammation and faster recovery times, they don't allow your body to better adapt to these stressors, and this adaptation allows you to grow muscle and grow strength. Research has shown that ice baths can be beneficial when taken in the mornings, ideally between 8 to 10 a.m. depending on your training times. It's essential not to take them right before training though, because they can inhibit your fast twitch muscle fibers, which are going to produce the most amount of strength. Susanna Soberg's research out of Scandinavia, which is often referred to by the illustrious Andrew Huberman. I don't know if I should mention him with all of the fucking scandals. But individuals need at least 11 minutes of uncomfortable but safe cold exposure across a week for maximum benefit. More than that 11 minutes hasn't been shown to have any further benefit, but less than it has been shown to reduce the benefits. Ice baths can increase brown fat thermogenesis. Brown fat, which is typically more common in infants, regulates body temperature in cold conditions by breaking down glucose and fat molecules to produce heat in thermogenesis. Additionally, ice baths can control sugar and insulin levels, which is also very beneficial for overall health. So ice baths can be shown to improve metabolism through this thermogenesis, as well as potentially help insulin levels. They also help your body wake up in the mornings because your body needs to go through thermogenesis after being in ice bath in order to warm up. So they do have that kind of a psychological effect. And the best recommended practice I could give would be 20 to 30 minutes in the sauna to increase blood flow, raise the body's core temperature, and then spend around 3 minutes in a cold plunge to bring the core temperature back down, and then also getting that full waking up effect and increasing dopamine and brown fat. Now to wrap things up, ice baths totally not good post-workout. Do not do them post-workout. They will inhibit muscle gain and muscle hypertrophy. However, if you utilize them more early on in the day, you can get benefits from a mental health standpoint, waking up standpoint, dopamine and brown fat thermogenesis. However, I really don't recommend them entirely. These effects are pretty minute, so if you don't have access to an ice bath, you're not going to become Chris Evans and Captain America just by going in a fucking ice bath. You're probably going to look like Joe Rogan. But, that's going to round out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.